But I just know that a lot of people hate me as a black woman, black girl, whatever, because I'm not going to be the one that saves you. Like, I'm not going to give you my last piece of chicken off of my plate. Not if it's good and I'm hungry. I'm not going to give it to you just because you want to try it. You should have asked earlier when I had like 6 pieces. I'm just not going to inconvenience myself for others anymore. I'm not going to hold in my feelings of being hurt by someone just to make everybody else feel comfortable. I'm not going to go to an event where I know someone who doesn't like me or is always trying to throw a jab at me is going to be like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go to a last minute event. I'm not going to go to an event I wasn't invited to, time in advance like everyone else. Those are things I don't do as a black woman. Those are things I don't believe other black women should do. I don't believe any woman should do that has respect for themselves. And because of that, because I'm not the first to answer the phone, because I take a day or two to respond to texts now, because I don't watch people's kids for free anymore, nobody calls me for quite literally anything. And it took me a while to notice that because I've been so busy with my life. Like whether I'm trying to do laundry, right? And so I'm going to Target and I'm smelling like all the new Downy pods they have and trying to figure out which one I want. Whether I'm trying to do laundry or I'm planning a trip to another country, I'm trying to figure out how to make X amount of money this month. I literally am busy and caught up and obsessed with me and where I'm at in life. And I have a lot of peace. I don't have a lot of drama in my life because people don't call me to like give me updates on what's going on with so and so because I'm never involved enough to even know what's going on, or I'm not involved enough to care. I'm not going to be the person that's like, yeah, girl, you need to do this. Like, I'm just going to tell you to leave. I'm going to tell you to remove yourself from being around that group of people or that person that makes you mad or irritates you. And I think a lot of people are just looking for people to play and, what's the word? Play and involve themselves in their low level, low vibrational, low IQ drama. And I'm not one of those people. I literally, if somebody is constantly picking at me and bullying me, especially if it's a woman, I remove myself. If they're going to a reunion, I will not be there. If they're going to a holiday party, I will not be there. They're not allowed in my space, and I'm not inviting them really to anything that I relatively care about. Even if they're married to somebody that I really like, right? Which is always hard. I have to establish that boundary out of respect for myself. And I think that's where a lot of us struggle, especially black women, because you're literally raised, especially if you grew up in the South, to be that shoulder that people can cry on, to be the pocketbook that people can take money out of, to be the lawyer to get people out of trouble, just to be everything. And I'm not going to do it. Like, I don't have kids. I'm not married. I don't have to go this hard. I don't have to go this hard. I shouldn't be stressed out. I shouldn't be stressed out at 21. I should be living my best life. And when I just removed a lot of people, like, and it's not even remove. It's just like not responding to texts, not doing them favors anymore, returning their call a day later instead of a minute later. Little things like that. Also, not buying them birthday gifts. Because if you're not spending money on me for my birthday, why am I still spending my money on you? That took me forever to pick up on. People not buying me gifts for my birthday, for my accomplishments. Like, I'll have a party or something and they'll show up empty handed, all of that. I do not spend money on you if you do not spend money on me. And I've never been in a romantic relationship. I've only had friendships or just like family. So I feel like it has been a new thing for me to learn how to set boundaries with people because I've never been like in a relationship. I feel like the girlies that have been in relationships and have been through it already, Like, they're strict on their boundaries. Like, they don't play that, right? Because they know how it feels to be played with. And all I've had is just like family and friends. So like, it's really easy for somebody to gaslight you about how you feel about something when you're not with them all the time, versus being in a relationship and you see that person every day. Like, I don't see these family members every day. So when I would tell my mom or like a family member that so and so like was weird today, or like they're so shady every time they see me, they would just, not out of spite, but they would just say, "Oh, maybe they had a bad day." Like, they weren't trying to make me feel like I was crazy, but I felt like I was crazy because it's like, no, every time I see this person for the holidays for the last 5 to 6 years, they've had an attitude with me. They've been snappy with me. They haven't offered to help. They just stood around and made sure that they got food. Or if I've seen them at an event, they've literally completely like just disregarded me. Or if they planned something, they disregarded me in the plans. Or they didn't tell me what color we were supposed to wear till the day before. And I've been asking for weeks what color we're supposed to wear. Like, just little stuff like that. So I feel like when you're in a relationship, you can set boundaries like this. But when it's your family or it's a friend, it's kind of hard because it's like, I don't see this person every day. So I don't know. Maybe they're going through something, or I feel like I still don't really know them well enough to set this boundary, right? I started going to therapy, and I got a therapist that was not biased. Some of these therapists are out ruining people's lives. It's very important that you get a therapist if you can't afford therapy, because I know it's expensive, that is not biased, that does not low-key hate you, that does not envy you. When I met my therapist, this is how I tested my therapist, because I got a second one. My original therapist, I ended up leaving. I was only with her for 6 months. She was an older Russian lady. This is why I left her. I first kind of felt off with her because I told her about a time that I gave a guy my number, and I didn't want to give him my number, but I was scared. And she just couldn't understand why I gave him my number, why I didn't just walk away. She was like, "But why did you give him your number? You don't have to do that." And I'm like, did you not know that women get attacked all the time for telling guys no? Mind you, my brother knows that. My brother literally told me, yeah, you need to be careful these days. Like, men are attacking women because they're telling them no. And she just couldn't grasp that. And I just thought it was so weird. I was just like, she one time she tried to tell me I had trust issues because this one friend that I was telling her about that I had just met, her stories were not adding up. And she was like, "Do you have trust issues?" Like, I just felt like she was gaslighting me. So my last straw was when I had an appointment and I get there early, okay, for the appointment. I go to the bathroom. I come back. I noticed there was a white guy in the waiting room as well. I come back. The white guy's not in the waiting room. I'm waiting in the waiting room for my appointment. She comes out like a minute or two later. She says, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I double booked for today. And like, do you mind coming back another time?" And I'm like, "Not really." And she was like, "Well, he's already in there." And mind you, there's cameras. So it's like, you knew I arrived. You know that I'm here. This was like her excuse. She was like, "He's a reoccurring customer. Like, I've had him for a long time." And in my head, I'm like, am I not a reoccurring customer as well? Like, I just don't even get it. And I don't think she said customer. I'm pretty sure she said client. But we all know, like, nobody does things for free. Like, you need our money, right? For me, I drove 30 minutes out there. She knew how far I lived from this place. And she tries to brush it off by complimenting me and saying that she'll go in there and schedule me for another time right away. And I said, "No, you don't need to do that. I'll reschedule myself," which was me kindly saying, "Girl, I'm not coming back here." And I got up and left. But she never really gave me the option of if I wanted to continue or not. She made the decision that he was going to be seen when she let him in the room and not me. And mind you, there was a point in time where we were both in the waiting room. I get up to go to the bathroom. I come back. Coincidentally, oh, it's time for the appointment now. He's gone. No. Like, girl, I know what you're doing. So that was my last straw. It happened literally in January. And I was like, okay, this is God telling me, like, new year, new therapist, try somebody else. Y'all, the new therapist I got was freaking amazing. She's in her 30s. She's Asian. She literally comes to the appointments. Our first appointment, she had on jeans and a crop top, which I loved. I showed up with my Louis bag, put it on the couch. I didn't hide anything about me. I told her what I did for a living. I told her where I was at in life. I gave her the whole synopsis. Like, she was so chill and down to earth. She even brought up our first appointment. She was like, at the end of the day, not only are you getting something out of this visit, but I'm getting something out of it, right? I'm getting your money. I'm getting my ego boosted because you came for me for advice. And I was like, facts. I freaking love you, because you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me the truth. You're not going to sit and be like, oh, like you're here in my best interest. She address the elephant in the room and let me know, because I told her the story about my other therapist and why I left therapy, and I felt like it was transactional. And she was like, anybody telling you that something's not transactional is lying, because this world is literally about things being transactional. And that's how I think. I know not everybody thinks like that, but that's how I think. And I really liked that she addressed the elephant in the room. So I was able to talk to her and be honest about things that I wasn't comfortable telling the other therapist, because I feel like she could address her biases. And that other therapist, since she was older, probably also doesn't even have the willingness to do research or anything like that. She was trying to convince me that I didn't have to give him my number and nothing was going to happen. If I, like, it was just weird. It was like, girl, I'm literally by myself in an alley. I'm going to give the guy my number so he can get out of my face. And I wasn't truly in an alley. I was on school campus on top of that. But it was literally just us. And he came out of nowhere. And I'm not going to go into the whole story, but he just pretended to need help, like finding something. And long story short, I don't think this guy was a freaking student. But I also didn't feel like giving him my number was going to like put me at risk, because I have his number. So now I know who the frick he is, and now I know where he lives. So I don't feel like, I'd rather give some guy my number and make it home like in one piece than not give him my number and then he just completely snaps on me, because there's really not much you can do with my number. If you figure out where I live, so be it. I don't really care. It's not easily accessible. And then it's kind of crazy to just pull up to somebody's house like that. So I rather have gave him my number, and then I never responded either too. So like, it was kind of a win-win situation, because he's probably just thinking that he got the wrong number anyways. So, but what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about how I started going to therapy. And I basically started telling my therapist about the people in my family and just the things they do. And she's like, yeah, girl, that's manipulative. That's gaslighting. And I was like, yes, you freaking get it. Finally, somebody that gets it. And so I just started setting boundaries. Like, and I know some people are mad that I have boundaries now, because like they can't benefit from like making me feel insecure about something. Like even a project I was working on professionally, I had this one lady in our group that always criticizes my work. And so I told my mom, because I'm like, she gives me anxiety. Like now I don't even want to show up to work, because I know she's going to say something negative about something that I just worked really hard on. And my mom was like, Elena, when you present something, you have to present it with confidence, and you can't ask people. It's almost like you're asking people what they think as if you're not done with it. When you're done with something, you present it and that's it. And so I presented my work, which was in a PowerPoint this time on Canva, which I freaking love that app. Not sponsored, but I just freaking love Canva. I presented my work. And of course, she had something to say about it. The other people at the table, they loved it. They were like, yes, girl, I love this color scheme. Like, this is very creative. She was like, I just don't know why you put it on this type of whatever. And I was like, well, I gave you access to it. She was like, you did? And I was like, yeah, I sent you an email. It gave you access to it. So if you don't like anything, you can change it. You can do whatever you want. You can delete all of it. Just know that I did my part and I'm finished. When I freaking tell you, she did not she was completely thrown for a loop, because you have to understand, for the last couple of weeks that I'm seeing this woman, girl, whatever, I'm coming in almost like a puppy dog, like wanting her validation. Like, do you like this? Do you like that? And then I completely did a 180 and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop doing that. My mom is right. When you do that, people know that you want their validation. They can keep moving the bar. And that's what she was doing. She was moving the bar because she wanted me to chase after her. She wanted me to fight for her validation. I go in a new person, new hairstyle, new everything. I'm feeling like that girl. And I'm ready for her to say something bad about the project. Anytime she said something bad, I said, I like it, but you can change it. Yeah, I gave you full access, remember? You can change it. Now, is that PowerPoint and is that project getting changed? I don't think so. I haven't checked on it. I don't really care anymore because I did my part and it's over. But I don't think anything's going to get changed, because at the end of the day, she knows that I did literally everything that anybody could have done to make that PowerPoint the best font, the best style, the best color scheme for what I was given. I did it, and there's nobody that can do it better than me. If there was, y'all wouldn't have picked me. Next. So I've really been building my confidence in how to stand up to not just manipulative people, but bullies and people who want me to fight for their validation. And as a Black woman, and it's hard for me to say woman sometimes because I'm only 21 and I still feel like a girl, and I still want to be like, I'm just a girl, but I am a woman. And I got to act like it because I'm going into professional spaces. I'm a grown woman, right? Well, being a Black woman, I feel like society does it even more to us, whether it is a woman or a man of the same or opposite race. They're always moving the bar, and it's like they know that some of us really want that validation and we want people to like what we're doing and to agree with us. But when you can get to that point where you're like, you know what? I don't care if all of you guys love Pepsi. I'm getting a Coke because that's what I've been drinking since I was 10, and I freaking love it. And y'all can say it's nasty and y'all can stand there with your Pepsi, but I'm getting a Coke because that's what I want. And I don't care if you guys think I'm weird. When you can stand 10 toes down on what you believe in, on the work that you presented, on what you want to do, on where you want to go, when people realize you just don't care, they're going to stop picking at you. They're going to stop moving the bar because they know that, okay, this is not going to affect Elena. This is not working. We're not going to get under this girl's skin. She knows that she's capable. Let's leave her alone. Let's find a newbie, a different newbie to pick on. And that's it. That's literally the game that they play. And when you figure that out and you just become confident and content in who you are and where you're at and the work that you provide, which is very important, especially if you're an entrepreneur or you're in a program, or you're just in school and you're working with people you're going to be working with for a long time, or people that you're not going to see pretty much ever again once the project is complete. You need to be able to know who you are and stand on that, because you're going to come in contact with so many different personalities, whether that's good or bad, whether that's positive or negative. And so I first started learning how to set boundaries with my family, and then I learned how to set it with strangers. And now I'm learning how to set it with people that I have to work with, because you can't always choose who you want to work with as well. That's literally just life and being an adult and being mature. And I'm really proud of myself of what I did. This person also reached out to me that same day and texted me and said something like, the PowerPoint looks great. I just still don't understand why you did it on this platform or whatever. And I literally just left them on red. I didn't respond because I'm like, I don't know if you're trying to apologize. If you are, this is not an apology. This is still a compliment followed by criticism, which is not an apology. It's just criticism trying to be hidden with a compliment. And so I just didn't respond. I just completely left her on red. And I'm proud of myself because I was so kind to this woman for months and I did nothing to her. And I sit down and I come home and I realize she does not like me. She does not like me. I've done nothing to this woman and she just doesn't like me. And I feel like when you're kind to them, they hate you even more. And when I stood up for myself and kind of just let her know, like, I don't care if you like it or not, it's done. You can delete it. You can paint it black. You can do whatever you want. I did my part. I'm done. Which I didn't say that, but that's kind of the vibe I gave off. I feel like I was able to stand 10 toes down and the world didn't fall apart. Look, I feel like some of us have that fear deep down inside too. If we say no to someone, whether it's like a family member or a relationship or like a boss or a coworker, that like our whole life is gonna fall apart and they're gonna ruin it or they're gonna leave or whatever. They're not gonna say yes or they're not gonna agree with us. And that's literally the opposite from the truth. I feel like that's literally fear mongering. I feel like that is just the devil kind of trying to put thoughts in your head that you are not capable of doing it alone. You are not capable of being a lone wolf. And babes, I can drive a boat. Okay? I don't need passengers. I don't need assistance. I can drive a boat. And I can swim. So if we got to burn some bridges, we just got to burn some bridges. But at the end of the day, you know who you are, whether it's that relationship, that family member, that business relationship. When you know who you are and you start saying no, life literally goes up. It doesn't go down, like ever. It just goes up and people start treating you better. Even strangers, like at the grocery store, people who would normally have an attitude with you don't have an attitude with you. Or people who would normally not go above and beyond for most people start going above and beyond for you. And I feel like you just exude and carry that energy and people can tell that you exude and you carry that level of confidence. And so I'm proud of myself at 21 that I'm able to start doing that. I'm able to start presenting my work. I can work with people and be like, hey, this is how I want to do it. This is the information I've been able to put together. I'm standing behind it. If you don't like it, you can make your own campaign. You can do what you want to do. But this is what I'm going to do. And it's that simple. You can't hire somebody to design something and then completely critique everything they've done when you don't work in that area. It doesn't make any sense. But look, I don't get paid to try to figure out what's wrong with people. I get paid to do my job. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. I started setting boundaries. Life became very lonely, but it's brighter. It's lighter. There's no burden. There's no weight on my back. I don't go into meetings with anxiety anymore because if it's for me, it's for me. And once you learn how to communicate your feelings and the things that you believe, like in a very like classy, poised, confident way, you are literally going to become untouchable. You're going to become absolutely untouchable because I've noticed that people look at you like, when did this girl start reading books? Like, what book is she reading? Because I'm usually able to get under her skin or I'm usually able to get my way with her. And she just kind of told me to go kick rocks, but like in the kindest, most professional way as possible. And I've learned how to do that. And I can do that with people who are rude, who are nasty, who are passive aggressive. Because, oh my gosh, like I want to end the video, but I could talk all day about passive aggressive coworkers. It is so disgusting working and being around passive aggressive family members. Like it gets to a point where it's like, why are you even here? Why are you even here? Like, what do you get out of trying to belittle someone or put someone down or make someone feel small when you're not even all that in a bag of chips? You know? But that's just my hot topic for the day. Set those boundaries, girl. You're not going to lose anything, girl or guy. Set those boundaries. You're not going to lose anything. Point blank, period. Life is going to go up. I literally attract people who want to do things for me, who want to help me, who don't want to bring me down, who have the same goals that I have because I stopped trying to hold on to relationships that were not for me. And I'm not even talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about family members. I'm talking about business partners. I'm talking about coworkers. That's what I'm talking about. So y'all have a blessed Monday. I'm about to go take these lamb chops out of the freezer, get them thawed out, and cook them. Bye. It's been real.